Okay, next topic we have in manufacturing and farming methods. What are the different methods of fabricating or manufacturing the metal matrix composites? See, generally there are four different manufacturing methods. One is solid state method, liquid state method, vapor core deposition method, and last one in situ fabrication technique. See, whatever the red color has shown here, that is deposition bonding, powder metallurgy, and steel casting in liquid state, fuse casting in liquid state, and plasma spray technique. Right? These are according to our syllabus. We have These are manufacturing methods. See, there are different. We can go for any manufacturing methods for fabricating or manufacturing MMC. But according to our syllabus, we're going to discuss only these things, that is diffusion bonding and powder metrology technique in a solid state method, and steel casting and piece casting in liquid state method, plasma spray technique in vapor co-deposition method. These are the different manufacturing techniques. See, in the exam, they may ask you that list the different manufacturing process in a MMC and explain any one in a liquid state method. You're supposed to write this classification, right, of manufacturing processes and explain any one, that is steel casting or Swiss casting. Right. Now we'll come to first most thing we're going to discuss under solid state method. That is diffusion bonding. Now clearly see the figure here. Clearly see the figure. There is an magnesium alloy of surface plate, right? And there are different cutting plates here, right? And we can see the titanium particles here, and surface treatment, staking, and diffusion bonding after that loading. There are some different parameters we can able to see on this figure. What exactly you want to use the method to manufacture MMC by using of this diffusion bonding. See, first what I'm going to do, I'm going to select an sheet of magnesium alloy. It does mean that we can select only magnesium alloy. We can go for any kind of metal. See, this will act as a matrix material, right? Any sheet of thickness less than a zero point 0.5 mm, less than 0.25 mm, like that. We can select any sheet, right, of any material, of any metal, sorry, any metal which has already heat treated, right? Then we come to see here, there is one plate, same kind of plate is going to be at this portion, and we can see the titanium particulates, means small particulates of titanium thing. It does mean that we can go for only titanium, we can go for any particulate. It may be of, as mentioned in the different classification of MMC, we can go for silicon carbide, we can go for graphite, we can go for any, it depends upon our application, right? And here the particulates are not just simply placed, there is a blender here, there is a blender placed, on that blender the particulates are placed. See, there are three different layers here, okay, different layers. What we're going to do, this was the matrix, and these three layers is going to be our reinforcement, and again these cutting plates are again the again and matrix material. We're going to give the heat treatment. Give the heat treatment. You know what is the function of giving a heat treatment? Heat treatment is to get the desirable properties, mechanical properties. After that, what we're going to do, we're going to place one another in the form of staking. See here, this was the matrix material. This two is going to be this reinforcement, and the last one again the same matrix material. Then after that, we're going to give the same staking into the machining process. Sorry, not in a machining process, into the machine. Before going to give the machining, we're supposed to eat the these complete stakes. Why you need to give the eating process taken place before compress? See here, eating before press is going to be to remove the blender. Whatever the blender we have here, that is going to be polymer. That's not going to be our major objective. Just to place the titanium, place the reinforcement exactly at this position. See, if we give a temperature, what happens, as we know that if the temperature increases, then polymers or blender starts to burn. Then it's not the, you should take care about that. Due to burning, on the time of burning, there should not be effect of burning on the on the reinforcement and the matrix material. Once the heating is going to be done, and blender is removed, we're going to place this entire stacks into the machine. Then we're going to apply the load. We're going to compress. How much load is supposed to be applied? We're going to apply a pressure up to 35 megapascal, and we're going to heat the same thing at a temperature of 500 degrees Celsius. what happens if you give the load, right? Right? Then one layer, another layer starts to combining, start to compacting, and start to diffusing, start to bonding one another. Then we're going to get a required thickness, or required thickness. After that, we're going to remove from here. We're going to go for cutting different shape and size. That was the process of diffusion bonding, right? Very simple. First, you're going to select the matrix material. You're going to select the reinforcement in terms of one by other. Then you go to place one another in terms of staking. You're going to give the heat temperature to remove the binder. Then you're going to load up into the machine so that you're going to apply the load, compressed load or compression at this much of pressure and this much of temperature. Then bonding is going to be taken place. After that, you're going to we're going to take out from the machine, and we're going to uh, cut according to our required shape and shape. This was the process of diffusion bonding. This diffusion bonding is going to become under solid state. Here we are not using any liquids, we are not using any gas here. That's why everything is going to be solid in nature. That's why this is going to call as solid state method. And what are the advantages of this one? What are the advantages of diffusion bonding? You can see here the giant have same mechanical physical properties as parental material, which means that whatever the joint means, we are not welding here, we are not welding, we are just bonding one another. The bonding is going to be same as your parent material, properties is going to be same as your parent material. The process produces clean joint free from discontinuity or porosity. There should not be any gap between one layer to another layer by using of this method. That was the meaning. Both similar and dissimilar materials can be joined, which means that we can go for different materials, not even only aluminum, only magnesium. We can go for magnesium alloy or some kind of material. That was another advantage. Good dimension tolerance, we can achieve good dimension tolerance, we can achieve high accurate. And then running cost is going to be very less. Working process is going to be very simple, and we can weld the complex shapes. Once we're done, we can use the different materials or different compounds made up of diffusion can be welded. Then come to next one. What are disadvantages then? Initial cost of setup is going to be high, right? That was a major disadvantage. It consumes process, time consuming process, because we need to select the matrix, reinforcement, stake, heating, then compressing, then cutting. It will take more time. Then surface preparation is going to be somewhat difficult, critical, and more difficult, right? This process is not suitable for mass production, because if you want to produce a large number of parts in the same day, it will take more time, because already mentioned here time consumption is going to be more. Then we can't go for this process for mass production. Highly depend upon welding parameters such as surface finishing, welding materials, temperature, pressure, right? Then there are given some applications of this one. Welding reinforcement, refractory materials in aerospace, nuclear defense, and weld nickel, dissimilar materials like aluminum, copper, cobalt. Like these are the different applications of this diffusion bonding. Right now we have one more method here, which is going to be come under a solid state method. That is powder metallurgy. See, this was very important one, uh, very important and very frequently used manufacturing method of composites and also or alloys. That is powder metallurgy. Right? Now listen carefully. Now listen carefully. This was a flowchart where we can show what is the process exactly involved in powder metallurgy, right? See the first most we can see that aluminum powder and silicon copper powder. It doesn't mean that we are using only aluminum or silicon. We can go for any powder, any kind of material, which means that first we need to prepare a powder, and these two powders are blending, which is nothing but these two powders are mixed together or blend together. Then the what are the blended should be molded. Then after that it has to be compacted. Then after that the process is going to be baking and sintering. This was the actual process of powder metrology. Then see in the exam they are going to ask you that explain powder metrology technique. We supposed to write this flow chart, and we supposed to write these two figures, right? Now come to here, how will you going to make an powder? See, first step is aluminum powder, silicon powder. To prepare a powder, to make a powder, what is the process. What is the actual thing? See that one we have a process called optimization. We can see this first figure. This first figure related to optimization. Now see here, I just taken molten metal of aluminium. Well, first I'll go take an aluminium molten metal, which is in the form of liquid, right? Then we can see here there is a water spray. This was water spray, and we are pouring the aluminum metal in an channel. Then molten metal starts to coming downward here, right? Then due to this one, we are supplying high water at a high pressure. We are high velocity. We are striking the water to the molten metal. What happens if the water strikes the molten metal? Then molten metal it starts to breaking instead of continuous. It starts to breaking. That's what we can see here. That there is a small particles. Right. After that, it will coming down out of the chamber, the metal is going to be solidified and it is going to be in the form of powder. This was the process of making powder. This process of making powder is going to called as optimization. Optimization. See here, the size of the particles depends upon what is the velocity of water we are spraying, what is the pressure of water we are giving, and what is the amount of molten metal we are pouring. If you want fine particles, pour the then discharge of molten metal should be less and pressure of water should be high and velocity of water should be high. If the particle size is very large, pour the molten metal at high velocity or high volume rate, and then water pressure and velocity should be less. This was a process of manufacturing or preparing a powder. That was the first step. Then blending. Blending is nothing but once the powder has been made by using this one, that has to mix it in a wet or in a dry condition. That is, we have a mixture, all those things, no problem with that one. Then molding. See, we need to prepare a mold. This was the mold. This what are the action portion is going to be mold, right? And this was the diameter. We're supposed to have a diameter of this much of size, right? Right. Then what are the mixing powder you're going to place in a mold cavity or in a mold cavity? After that, we need to go for compacting. Compacting is nothing but pressing or applying pressure. See here, the powder has been mixed and placed at a cavity, and this was the upper die, and this was the upper punch and lower punch. Then we're going to press. We're going to apply the both the presses so that whatever the powder in a cavity is going to be compacted. Compacted is nothing but completely bonded. There is no gap. Then once the pressure has been released and the force has been released, we can able to obtain the matrix, sorry, composite material of these two powder in a single form. In a single form, this was our composite or compacted part. Then the same component has to be bring back outside. Then we need to bake. Baking is a thing, but in order to give the temperature, right? Or sintering, we supposed to heat the component so that if there is any void or a porosity or bonding between two components, or sorry, two particles in a component should be completely adhesive, and for that reason we go for sintering. Once the sintering is done, we can remove the same component, we can go for machining according to our shape and size. This was the different methods or this one process involved in a powder metabolic. Then what are the advantage of this one? See, advantage we can go for many alloys, non-metallics. We can mix alloys, metals, non-metals, whatever may be, and variety of metal, non-metallic powders can be produced. See, we can go for very mass production of 1 lakh parts, right? Then dimension is going to be controlled easily. Physical properties can be controlled, and there is no material loss. There is no material loss. That was another advantage. And see, machining process can be eliminated. See how the machining process is eliminated by preparing a required dimension of die or a molding. By using of this one, we can eliminate the machining process. Since we are compacting here, right? Dies are super finishing and dies are very hard and then this soft things. Then the surface finishing is going to be very good. That was the other advantage. And what are the disadvantage of this one? Initial cost is going to be high. Large parts cannot be manufactured. Then complex part cannot be manufactured. Then cost of powder is material is going to be high. See, powder making itself is going to be cost is high. Again, powder is going to be very high. That was another disadvantage. And tooling cost is nothing but preparing dies. Here you need to prepare a die. If you want to prepare a die, it should be of, again, design of die should be, design of die is going to be very complex. Then that was the cost of tooling is going to be high. Less stronger than worth ones, major ones. Factory toughness is going to be low, and these are some of the disadvantages. And here we see that length as order of, right. And what are the applications here? We can see the applications: automobile parts and commercial US car 15 kgf, right. Aerospace application, gas, cam, stocks, all those things. These are the applications of this powder metrology. That's all about this thing, right.